What up, YouTube? King Cobra JFS back at you with another live video. How you all doing on this Thursday evening? It's 4:48, almost 5 o'clock. Hello, people. We got a video response. And this one's to Sydney Watson's newest video. It's going to get a little weird. For the record, I support trans rights, but we have to draw the line somewhere. Like, you want to call me a transphobe? Go ahead. But I don't think kids should be allowed to be trans. They have no concept of what it's like. They're not mature enough to grasp the situation and everything. Shout out to Blair White and Caitlyn Jenner. It's the truth. I don't think you should be allowed to go through anything trans until you're 18 or older and you've gone through puberty. Oh, YouTube. I got a 6-pack Bud Light Platinum, and I got some of that Mango Pepsi, which contains 1% juice. So let's make ourselves a little shandy here, shall we? Okay, 21 and up for this goodness. Pretty blue bottles. All right, not a sponsor. I just capped myself. Cracker down. Just kidding. Well, I can't make jokes. Oh, come on. Honestly, kids who are trans, most of them aren't really trans. They're just doing it for attention. You want to call me an asshole, but it's the truth. See, back in the day, if a kid wanted to get his dad or his mom's attention, he'd join the baseball team or pick up a guitar. You know? No, I don't think kids should be allowed to go through trans realignment surgeries until they're 18 or older and they've gone through puberty. Giving children puberty blockers is seriously bad for their health. You got children who are hitting puberty way too early because of, and I quote, the hormones in our food. Now you got these... So if you got a beer and some alcohol, maybe some of that good green shit, smoke it, drink it, and let's get into this video. Also, if you want to support the channel, buy a t-shirt. It's greatly appreciated. Got the people suck and I need a beer t-shirt, huh? Yes. I like Bud Light Platinum. That's tasty. Not a sponsor. And right off the bat, you can tell Sydney Watson looks a little uncomfortable with this video. She's just like, why is this the thing? But we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the video, as Sydney says.
Why are we the way that we are? Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And before we launch in and do the thing, this video is sponsored by your mom, Surfshark. Thanks, Mum. So as per usual, because apparently this is becoming a trend.
Highway to hell! Down, down, down. So if you're tired of the Sydney Watson video responses, there's the back button. Honestly, it's become a habit of mine. I was not expecting Sydney Watson to just openly give me a shout out when she did, but it was appreciated.
With me. This is in fact not the video I had planned for this week. That video I imagine will be along in the next couple of days, or at least at some point this week. So if you're looking forward to that, stay tuned for it. But I did see something in the last couple of days that was not my favorite. And as with everything on this channel, if I have to see it and suffer through it and hate it, so do you. Because
big old hawk flying outside. Cool.
those are the rules of my Hell Gondola. And if you don't like it, well, there's nothing you can do. So you might as well stay. But before we get into the absolute mess that is modern society.
Yeah, modern society. Oh, holy shit. Ugh, YouTube, don't even get me started. Modern society sucks! See what I did there? I made a Stevie T reference. Yeah, modern society sucks.
Let's hear from our sponsor, Surfshark. There are two kinds of people in the world. People who do have Surfshark VPN and people who don't. People who want online safety and people who don't. People who want to fight the patriarchy and disgusting bootlickers. No, that is not the message we're trying to convey here. Just a little bit of feminism? Just a little? No. Not any.
And that's a stereotype of feminists.
Way, there are people who want Surfshark, the smart people, because it lets you bypass country restrictions, access blocked websites and applications, can be used on as many devices as you like, and even has its own private search service that is also ad-free called Blind Search. And today you can have all of that and more when you click the link in the description. You'll receive 83% off and 3 extra months free when you use code CITY.
Speaking of ads,
Sydney. Right. Well, I can see you're busy being a bigot, so I'm just going to go throw some rocks at single dads. So in the last few days, a tweet started doing the rounds that read, a knitted penis for extremely small girls to wear in their pants if their parents believe them to be transgender.
oh yeah, this is those knitted penises. They're basically like the booby scarves. I mean, it's made from the same material, but yikes. This is a thing. A knitted penis for little pudding people to wear in their pants if their parents believe them to be transgender. It's not if the kid decides. No. See, I like how parents are like, don't assume my kid's gender, but then they turn around and shove the whole transgender thing down their throat. It's like, yeah, this is going to be a weird video response. So grab a beer, smoke a joint. Bitty Bug Soft Packer. What the fuck, dude? This is some weird shit. No. I suppose this is a better alternative than giving your child puberty blockers. But still. Like if your kid decides they don't want to be trans anymore, they can just throw the knitted penis away. But there are companies out here that do this shit, and it's a little weird. Just saying. With everyone being quote unquote accepting of the whole trans thing, I'm for it 100%. But this is where I draw the line. Because what these kids are seeing is this whole trans thing, and it's like they're just doing it for acceptance and because they want attention. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say that kids should wait till they are 18 or older before they do the whole trans thing, to be honest. This video is just nope. I already watched this Sydney Watson video, and it made me feel very uncomfortable, to say the least. Now I want to add some of that mango Pepsi with 1% juice into our beer. Here we go. Cheers, folks. It's 5 o'clock, or about to be.
It is intended for girls so young they demonstrate the product in a diaper. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry. This is one of those kind of videos. Just to explain a little bit, what we're talking about here are things called packers, which are something that transgender individuals can put into their underwear to simulate having the anatomy or the genitalia of their choosing. This is usually to alleviate anxiety or gender dysphoria.
Now, when I was a kid in the 90s, we weren't worried about gender dysphoria or pronouns. I feel sorry for today's kids, man. They're growing up in a much, much more confusing world. And it's just, drink with me, YouTube. See, back in the day, let's say your dad or mom were into sports, so the kid joined sports to seek approval and attention from their parents. But these days, parents are overly progressive, and therefore, now you got that same effect with children and the whole transgendered kids thing. It's just, ugh, Jesus, dude, no. Shouldn't even be a thing. Should not even be a thing, to be honest with you. Like I said, if the kid wants to be transgender, wait till they're 18 and they've gone through puberty. Serious. Giving children puberty blockers is so bad for their health, it can lead to a lot of really disastrous consequences. I support trans rights, but this is too far.
Sometimes they can pee through them. Usually they're made of silicone. Usually they're for adults. So there you go. There's a big world out there, and we haven't even scratched the surface. So
the look on Sydney Watson's face, like,
This tweet is accompanied by a couple screenshots of the product because these are obviously very realistic colors and shapes of man pickles. There is also a photo of children's underwear, I suppose, to give the example of how these knitted Pin 15s will...
They took the underwear and put it on a teddy bear and then stuffed the item into the thing to simulate what it would look like, and it's just like, why?
Look when attached. So not quite a diaper as the original tweet says, but certainly underwear designed for children, which weirds me out a little.
Yeah, Sydney, you and me both, girl. God
I'm
damn
not gonna
it.
lie. On the website, you can see how big the knitted items are in relation to the size of a chapstick. And the website also says that Bitty Bug Soft Packer is a
Could you say Bitty Bug Soft Packer without laughing your ass off? Get out of here. Bitty Bug trademark Soft Packer is a custom prosthetic packer in sizes appropriate for children, made from soft, durable yarn and polyester filling. Basically the same material as those booby scarves that you see on Etsy. It is easy to wear, pinned to the undies or tucked in a packing pouch. Silicone prosthetics do not come in sizes appropriate for kiddos. The Bitty Bug Soft Packer is lightweight, comfortable, and low maintenance. It can be tossed in the washing machine. Adorable and functional. No. Gross, dude.
custom prosthetic packer in sizes appropriate for children, made from soft, durable yarn and polyester filling. It is easy to wear pinned to undies or tucked into a packing pouch. Silicone prosthetics do not come in sizes appropriate for kiddos. The Bitty Bug Soft Packer is lightweight, comfortable, low maintenance, and can be.
I'm just grateful they used a teddy bear to demonstrate the product. You know what I mean?
Tossed in the washing machine. Adorable and functional. Friend, I don't know if the purpose of pretend penises is to be adorable. Have you seen a penis? They look like sad firefighters. And
Well, yeah, Sydney. Seems though I have a penis. I have seen it, yeah. Oh, I'm proud of what I got.
I mean, yeah, color me crazy, but prosthetic penises don't come in sizes appropriate for kiddos because I'm pretty sure they're not appropriate for kiddos.
No shit. This feels like a really bad gag gift you get at Spencer's or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I support trans rights, but this, no. I'm sorry, but if kids want to be transgender, they should have to wait until they are 18 or older and they've gone through puberty through the gender they were assigned at birth, just for health reasons. This is just too far. And it's just like, seriously, you know, like Sidney Watson said, this shit's not for kids. What the hell? There's a reason why, you know. Society makes me want to drink, so drink with me. I don't get to drink all the time, but every once in a while, it's nice to have a beer. When do we draw the line in the sand and be like, nope, we're not doing this crap?
Anyway, so naturally, this tweet and the story surrounding it upset a lot of people for a multitude of reasons. And because the images were shared so widely, the manufacturer responded, I'm the maker. I make soft packers for trans and non-binary people who find a prosthetic reduces dysphoria.
Yeah. So basically, the company who makes these soft packers says that they're the maker, that they make soft packers for trans and non-binary people who find a prosthetic reduces dysphoria. Some parents of trans kids requested a smaller size for their kids who were experiencing crippling dysphoria. No, they did not deal with kids that would be inappropriate. No shit. I would certainly hope the maker of this product didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, ew.
Parents of trans kids requested a smaller size for their kids who were.
Thank you for the sweet care packages. I got a couple of brand new shirts. I got a package from the UK that contains some snacks. I got a bunch of snacks, a bunch of little things here and there, you know. And a box from Deathbed Tapes. Bitchin'.
Were experiencing crippling dysphoria. No, I don't deal with kids. That would be inappropriate. You don't say. I'm extremely honored to know that there are finally some trans kids growing up in households where they are loved and supported, instead of abused, abandoned, violated, and hated. You all want to protect kids? Stop being violent transphobes. Stop fearing what you don't understand and learn.
Okay. Nobody stops and thinks, you know what? Isn't it a little weird that kids want to change their gender? That's a little inappropriate. No one sits there and says that, do they? No, they don't. Kids are basically a reflection of our society, so in short of it, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You caught us. There is so much to unpack here.
No shit. No one says, hey, you know what? That's a little weird. And you can't say it's weird without someone calling you a T-phobe. You're a transphobe. Kind of like when you got the, the transracials and the trans-disabled. People who deliberately change their race to make themselves look black. Oh yeah, my dudes and dudettes, that's a thing. Look it up. When you see the transracial thing, you're just like, my head hurts. What? They're totally doing blackface, and if we call them out on it, we're being transphobic. Like, what? And then you got people who are sitting there calling themselves trans-disabled. There are people out there who pretend to be in a wheelchair and shit like that, and you're just like, why? Then they get surgery to remove one of their spinal sections so they can make it more legit. I'm like, do you know how insulting that is to people who were born like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no class, dude. Ugh. Like, you want to call yourself an elf and get pointy little ears and, you know, a couple of cosmetic surgeries to change your face? Fine, that's different. But we gotta draw the line somewhere.
And not intended. And also, why is it that when people like you and me and whoever display concern for children and the things that are happening to them, we're called transphobes?
Yeah, no shit. Pretty blue bottles. I'm not the biggest fans. You know what I'm saying? I generally don't like kids. They're obnoxious, they whine, and they're annoying as shit. And you want my honest opinion, today's kids aren't being smacked enough. Now, I'm not saying you gotta just full on You know what I'm saying? But if we can't smack our kid when they get a smart mouth, then they just walk all over the parents. I'm going to count to 4. If you don't knock it off, I want to send you to your room where all your toys are. I mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. All right, so grab a beer and drink with me. Oh. Am I going to chug this whole 6-pack? Probably not. Might have another beer after this. Save like 3 for later. 1 second. But at the same time, even though I generally dislike, you know what I'm saying, you still gotta protect them. It's just, morals, god damn it. I'll drink to that. I was being obnoxious with it. Jeez.
I want to know why these people concern themselves so much with the genitals of pudding people.
No shit. That's exactly my point, Sydney. That's why the whole trans kid thing is a little weird. Yeah, that's why it's a little weird. That people are this concerned or this obsessed with, like Sydney said, it's just a little weird.
Why do you do this? Why is this? So the creator makes it very clear on the website that these items...
I can't stop laughing. This is what? Lil Bug Soft Packer. Wow, dude. No. Now, I'm not going to complain because I imagine having a vagina would suck. But, you know what I'm saying? You ever zipped your penis in your zipper? I haven't, thank Lucifer, but I imagine that would be super painful. No, I actually sympathize. See what I did there? Sympathize with women on that issue. Having a vagina has to suck. Those things can get easily infected. And on top of that, you got your period, and it's just like, ew. Then you get the promise of no longer having to deal with periods, but that comes with a list of problems. Hot flashes. Why do they call it menopause, especially when men don't have it? Why do they call it a gynecologist when guys don't go to that crap? You ever wonder this shit?
Items will be made for any trans person or parent of a trans person, no questions asked. There are also several different sizes that can be purchased, as well as face masks. The website definitely makes it clear that these items are okay for children and teens. If you've been here a minute, you'll know...
No. As I said at the beginning of the video, shout out to Caitlyn Jenner and Blair White. I support trans rights. I support transgender 1,000%. However, this is a little too far, don't you think? The video is 15 minutes and 47 seconds long, and we're already 5 minutes in. Here we go.
That I have a really hard time with adults pushing adult discussions onto children.
Thank you. Sydney Watson, preach. Adults pushing adult conversations onto kids. Yeah, it's a bit disconcerting. Kids honestly are not mature enough to fully grasp, you know what I'm saying, the whole trans thing and what it implies and what it involves. The emotional, physical trauma and pain. I can't even begin to imagine. You know what I'm saying? You know how they have people come into your school and talk to you about how bad smoking is? Well, why don't they do that for kids with the whole trans thing? Like, have a transgendered person come in and talk to some people about what it's like. And maybe they'll kind of understand. I don't know. Now, like, I support trans rights 1,000%, but pushing that narrative onto children is a bit much. Don't you think?
And I also have a really hard time with parents pushing gender ideology and gender theory onto their tiny humans.
Yeah. Like how parents say, don't assume my kid's gender while they push gender identity onto their kid with the whole trans thing. You know what it is? Parents just want their kids to be special, and they want everyone to, you know, be like, oh my God, you were just so progressive, you know? Like, oh my God, your kid's trans? Ah, good for you. Cheryl and Steven, good for you. You're so progressive. Look how woke. See, look at how woke Cheryl and Steven are. You know, it's kind of like when parents are going, well, my kid's only 2 years old and they already know their ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and they're potty trained. What can your kid do? This is just another way for parents to compete with other parents through their kids. And this time, the competition is for attention. Just so they can pat themselves on the back and be like, look how progressive we are. Again, thank you to those of you who sent the sweet care packages. You'll be seeing me wear some of the shirts and review some of the products that I got. So most definitely what's up. Got a couple new Cradle of Filth shirts. I got some shorts, some snacks. Hell yeah. And yeah, that's what's up. I'm pretty much ignoring my phone so we can do the video. No offense to my fans. Appreciate y'all wanting to talk to me.
And based on the images and sizes here, we're not talking about adults or teenagers. We're talking about little children who are probably not old enough to be questioning anything.
No shit. For real. You know, children are innocent. That's why they need to be protected. Like, holy crap. You know, if a child sees a rainbow after a big thunderstorm, and they go, where do rainbows come from? And you could tell them, well, Jesus makes rainbows. And they believe you. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Unless, of course, they got a smartphone, they're like, pull it out. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? In which case it usually happens. You can't lie to your kids anymore as parents because they just pull out their damn smartphone and be like, you got fact checked.
We're talking about kids who eat dirt because it looks like chocolate. The point is, tiny pudding people, for the most part, do not have any concept of their anatomy or what it is or what it means. So, given the ages of the children in question, I would argue that this is entirely parent-driven. And that...
Yep. The most of the kids would know about this kind of thing. And it's a quote from Kindergarten Cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That's as far as they know it. They don't, you know what I'm saying? No concept of beyond that.
That bothers me a lot. And what's funny is that this has happened before.
Yeah, this is. This is disturbing. There is a mom of a gender non-conforming child sells fake extra small penises for transgender kids aged under 5. Yeah, it's a little disturbing, but if they grow out of it, it's pretty easy to just throw the thing away and be like, okay, there you go. Yeah, I can do more Darman video responses. Darman's an awesome YouTuber. Loving the stream, bro. Much love. That's what's up. Yeah, this is concerning. Like, children 5 and under have no concept of anything. Honestly, they don't. So this is a bit disturbing that there's a mom out there. Like, okay, every kid under the age of 5 will wear a dress because they like to pretend, right? But back in the 90s, if you did that crap, no one assumed shit about your sexuality or your gender. They were just like, hey, they're playing pretend. Isn't that adorable? Look at their imagination go. These days, though, if a 4-year-old boy puts on a dress because he wants to have a tea party with his sister, and he walks into his kid's room, and the mom walks into their kid's room and sees, kids putting on makeup and shit, they read way too much into it. And it's like, no.
In late 2017, a few news outlets jumped on a story of a mom of a gender non-conforming child who was selling extra small penises for transgender children under the age of 5. I honestly hate this timeline.
Yeah. The look on Sydney's face, she's like, I agree, Sydney. 1,000%, girl. This timeline does have a couple of things that suck. It's a bit disturbing. Is it messed up that they have products like this? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, okay, that's a lot better than giving them puberty blockers or full-on realignment surgery. And the fact that there are doctors who are willing to give children puberty blockers so they can transition into their preferred gender. No. Nope. Puberty sucks, but guess what? You gotta go through it. Once you go through it, if you want to be transgender, you want to change your sex, you know what I'm saying? Wait till you're 18. Okay, I'm sorry, but we gotta draw the line somewhere. This whole trans kid thing is just no. Do I think the whole trans thing's a little weird? Yeah. But I support it. I'm sorry, but it is weird. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. It's just how I feel. I support it 1000%, provided that they're 18 or older and they've gone through puberty. Between Miley Cyrus's twerking and stunning and brave Caitlyn Jenner, holy shit, we have a roller coaster of our society. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. I'm putting the phone on airplane mode. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're 21 and up, check out Bud Light Platinum. If you're a beer drinker, it's smooth. It's got a sweetness to it. It tastes better than regular Bud Light. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And the bottles are so pretty.
I don't understand how we got here. These are not words I want to put together.
Ad break.
In a sentence, why is the world the way that it is? I feel like I'm having an existential crisis.
Mm-hmm. An existential crisis. Oh, that was my Bernie Sanders voice. Eh? I wish Bernie Sanders was president. Every time Bernie Sanders goes to run, he loses. Because this country is oddly sexist and anti-Semitic, but you didn't hear it from me. Every time a woman or Bernie Sanders has tried to run for president, it just never happens. I mean, personally speaking, I'm not complaining about Joe Biden. The whole child sniffing thing is a little weird, but then you find out he's Catholic, and I'm like, well, now that makes sense. Why I'm just busting balls, calm down. But no, to quote President Joe Biden, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I support transgender rights, but pushing the whole transgender narrative onto kids is a little disconcerting. I got my Accomplice beer company from Cheyenne, Wyoming mug. Let's pull another. Here we go. People are going off about Kamala Harris, how she's like the first black woman. And I'm like, unless your dad's African, no. She's from India. She's Indian. She's the first Indian woman. You know what I'm saying? She's not black. Are you kidding me? No offense to Kamala Harris, but not trying to be an asshole, but is her name Shaniqua Harris? I mean, come on. Just because her skin's brown doesn't automatically make her black. There are a lot of people with darker skin complexions, like just the left signaling, look how woke we are.
Why are you the way that you are?
Office meme.
Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
The problem with the radicals is they exist on both sides. And the more sane of us in the middle are going, why are you ruining it for the political party? Yeah, you know what? You stay over there. I want to sit down and drink a beer.
Also not going to show you photos of these packers because I'm 98% sure that YouTube will lose its mind. But I provided you with some of my drawings to help illustrate instead. The teeny tiny silicon packers can be worn.
Stop, bro. I cannot keep a straight face, dude. This is ridiculous. Looks like Sydney Watson went into Microsoft Paint, and I know the program well. I used to mess around with it when I was a kid. I love going on Microsoft Paint and painting pictures, and But this is ridiculous. Stop, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. Now I am gonna work on my album after this video response. I got lyrics for another song. The last song I worked on turned out really fucking good. Like, I got chills listening to it. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. The biggest problem I've had with recording music, honestly, is the guitar being turned up too loud and the feedback from the amp and the... You hear it on a lot of my older stuff, the woo 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 noise.
Worn by children who identify or express themselves as male to give.
Why would you want to identify as a male? Today's society hates males. You think you'd be more comfortable staying in your privileged female body, but for some odd reason. What? And to be fair, I see why men get so much hatred in our society. For several centuries, up till like the 1960s, women were pretty much oppressed. Told you couldn't vote, etc., etc. So, yeah. But I will say this. Not all men are like that. Trust me. You know, women get so tired of the whole thing. Like, if you assume all women are bitches, you're just as bad as the women who assume all men are assholes. I'll drink to that. And furthermore, if you're one of those women that uses your good looks and your status as a woman to get what you want, but then bitch when the guy realizes you're just taking advantage of him. Where? That's for a different video.
The appearance of a bone. They come in a variety of colors and are targeted at kids aged 5 to 8. The items.
This is disturbing. The fact, no. They're targeting kids 5 to 8 years old with this whole transgender crap. And it's like, why, dude? Just no. Fuck off!
classified as extra small, are among a number of children's products related to gender expression available on the website transkids.biz.
What? You can't. No, stop. Transkids. That's actual website. You are shitting me. Stop. What's next? We're gonna make knitted boobies. I mean, admittedly, when you're a kid and you're doing crap like this, like I can remember being a kid going to McDonald's and playing in the ball pits with my friends, my childhood friends, and then we'd take a couple of the plastic balls and stuff it into our shirt to look like boobies, and we'd laugh about it because that's what kids do, right? And no one took it any farther than that. You know, if I had boobies, I'd never get anything done. I'd be sitting there playing with them all day. That's horrible. But this is just, YouTube. I do appreciate you all tuning in to watch the stream. Having back a couple of beers and kind of just bitch and complain because this is ridiculous.
I am way too old for this. Way too old for this kind of thing.
How old are you, Sydney? Because I'm 30 years old. Yeah, that's crazy to say that. Oh yeah, King Cobra JFS, the Gothic King Cobra, is 30 years old. How do you guys feel? You feel old yet? I remember when he was making videos in his parents' basement. Holy crap, how time flies. All my classmates making fun of me like Josh and his Cobras. Oh, and it became a thing, so these nuts.
Remember the days when children were put in cages outside, attached to their houses, so they could get some fresh air. Your parents weren't even alive when that was happening. Simpler times. Easier times. So being that I hate happiness, and I'm in fact the overlord of hell, I decided it was necessary to go through.
You hate happiness, and you're the overlord of hell. Well, that's adorable. Hey, we'll be overlords together, Sydney. You and me just going to hell and smoking doobies with Satan. Like, dude, this is some fire-ass weed. Satanic 11 rules of the earth. And rule number 9 is never hurt small children. Avav, above and below. Hail Lucifer. Here's the thing of it, though. If we're allowing these kinds of behaviors to happen with underage adolescents, it's a very slippery slope to some more fucked up shit in our society. Okay? Like, this is the kind of crap people will use to defend really sick, disgusting, fucked off shit that I don't even want to talk about in our society. Just, no. And I've seen people make that argument on YouTube. That's the fucked off part of it. Like, what? No. We gotta draw the line somewhere and just stop. Like, when, you know what I'm saying? Now, I've been called transgender just because I identify as a straight white male who's heterosexual and goth. Like, Yeah, you know how many times I got called a tranny because I had the balls to wear goth makeup or paint my nails black? And I'm like, dude, I'm proud of what I got between my legs. What the fuck are you on about? Mango Pepsi and beer. Like, I support transgender rights, but we gotta draw the line somewhere, folks. Ridiculous.
To this website and found that all the offending products in question have been removed. Now they just have mostly books with some amazing titles such as My Dad Thinks I'm a Boy and A Quick and Easy Guide to They Them Pronouns.
What? When I was a kid, we read Dr. Seuss, Little Critter, Harry Potter, The Hardy Boys. These are books I grew up reading. What is this crap? Oh my freaking god. Stop, dude. Fucking flies. Bill, this is ridiculous, YouTube. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Books like Your Dad Thinks That You're a Boy. And there's a picture of a little girl on the cover going, what do I do? Quick and easy guide to they, them pronouns. The whole pronouns thing is so goddamn annoying. Like, no one's gonna fucking take the time to be like, excuse me, what is your religion and what is your pronouns? I don't want to offend you now. We're so easily offended as a culture that everything pisses us off. And I'm like, I am over it.
Wow, that's very cool. Very good stuff. There's also this very confusing message here.
So, they had this thing for the trans kids website that says, if you want to email us just to harass us, know that we don't read your hate. We just forward all harassing and threatening emails to the authorities. Plus, for every harassing email we get, we make a donation to a trans-serving organization that helps trans people thrive. So thank you. Oh, yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, well, there you go. There's that.
Where they effectively say that if you send them hate, then they'll send it to the authorities. But for every harassing email, they'll donate to a trans-serving organization that helps trans people thrive. So thank you. So do you not want the hate mail or do you want the hate mail? I need more information. There's also another website I found that's still up and running where you can get prosthetics for kids age 3 and up. Although I didn't find that specific wording on the site itself, but in an article I was reading about the site.
This is just weird.
The owner of this specific site said,
Trans with a Z, TRAN capital Z, where, as explained, the kids line in the last year because of growing demand, and Australia and New Zealand are the largest international customer base, Mr. Kirkwood Tucker says.
In a 2015 interview, that they expanded the kids line in the last year because of the growing demand in Australia and New Zealand.
This is just weird. Okay, I support transgender and trans rights, but we gotta draw the line somewhere. Mm. I went to the store and got a big old slab of pork that I'll cook when I run out of that delicious spicy mac and cheese that I made. Beside the point. I suppose this would be a better alternative than full-on surgery. That way, if the kid says, this ain't for me, this ain't my scene anymore, man, they can just throw the fucking fake penis away and be done with it. Imagine finding that in the trash can, like, uh-oh, is this thing real? That looks realistic. Oh yeah, Isaac Butterfield made a video. We're gonna watch that fucker next.
Being the largest international customer base.
For that record, damn Sydney, nice sweatshirt. Sorry, I was distracted. For that record, I love living in Wyoming. I love how gun friendly my state is. Welcome to Wyoming. Consider everyone armed and dangerous.
Why am I not even surprised? Australia, this is what happens when you don't let me become your supreme overlord.
Yes.
Now go to your room. Also, can we just talk for a second about...
Yeah, things you hated as a kid, all of a sudden you love as an adult. When you were a kid and they tell you to go to your room, you're like, yeah, I don't wanna. But when you're an adult and your wife says go to the room, you're like, hey, all right. When you're a kid, you hate spankings, but when you're an adult, yeah, maybe you and your wife are into some kinky shit. Hey, no judgment. I'm going to insert the joke that I told the other day. Did you hear about the pony who became a locksmith and a keymaster? Yeah, the pony called his company Horse Locks and Keys. There you go. That joke is such a dad joke, but that's what makes it funny. Oh, Cobra's one-liners, I swear. Also, Wilford Brentley died in like 2020. He was 86. I didn't know that. But I can do a wicked Wilford Brentley impersonation. I'm Wilford Brentley and diabetes. I would never joke about shit like that, especially with my crap ass diet. But yeah. No, you could smoke pot for your diabetes, and that shit's been proven to help in some way. I'm Wilford Brentley, and yes, King Cobra is doing a video response to Sydney Watson. Yes. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but transwear, custom-made gear, largest variety on the web. Keep it at a low, affordable pricing. Oh my god. Well, I suppose this would be a better alternative for kids who are gender confused than just full on giving them puberty blockers and surgery. But it's still a little weird, to be honest.
About how bad this website is. Like, your business has expanded that much that you can't even afford to make this look better. You have all that sweet silicon dollars to throw around. Why does it look like this? Now, for the most part, if you are an adult, I don't really care what you do or what you buy.
Yeah, I'll drink to that, Sydney. It's like I've been saying, bro. I support trans rights, but the fact that we're pushing this narrative onto kids who are too immature to fully grasp the concept of what it means. Most of them are just doing it for attention and acceptance. Like, this video might piss a lot of people off, and quite frankly, I don't care. Like when your kid decides, I want to pick up ventriloquism. They get bored with it, so they try something else. That's kind of how this is. Yeah, I see you sitting over there. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, look, he's got one of those things. You got paint on the back of your ears, bro. I gotta wash that off. Nice going, asshole. Hey, it's Sean. How the fuck are you assholes doing? Close your mouth, asshole. Why don't you close your mouth? Fuck you. So, Sean, where do you work? I work at a flower shop. You work at a flower shop? Yeah, smell the roses. Nice and juicy. You're disgusting. Fuck you. You're a lousy ventriloquist. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a professional here. Okay. You ever see a skeleton work? A skeleton work? Yeah, they work their fingers to the bone. That's horrible. Hey, look, he's got a ventriloquist puppet. So, Joshy, who's pulling your string? Shut up, Sean. This just got weird. You're on the weird part of the internet again. Holy shit! Sean, quit being impossible. I'm not being impossible. I'm serious. Impossible. Can you say impossible without moving your lips? Impossible. Use your throat muscles. You kind of lightly part your teeth, kind of like that. And you don't move your lips, you use your throat and your vocal cords. And you don't move your fucking lips. Don't move your lips, asshole. The fuck's wrong with you? The fuck's wrong with you? Oh my god, Sean. Why did you... Yeah, why'd you get me out here anyways? Shit! The topic of the video wasn't creepy enough, so you drank out the dummy? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, fuck. Sean, every time, dude, stop. Ooh, Sydney Watson's kind of hot. Okay, Sean, I know Sydney Watson's hot, but back off. What? Behave. Hey, I throw some shrimp on that Bobby. Okay, don't. I'm sorry. Sean's being obnoxious. Yeah, jumbo shrimp on the Bobby. Oh my god, Sean, stop. Yeah. Oh my god, stop. I seriously hope Sydney Watson doesn't get offended by this. Oh, come on. Fucking Sean, dude. Okay, stop. Fart on my lap one more time. Or what? I swear, Sean, you obnoxious little shit. Oh. Okay. You're going back on the couch. Oh, you're naughty. Shut up, Sean. Can I throw you on the couch? Don't. No. Fuck you, you nasty fucker. Okay, you little fucking goddamn piece of Okay. Now I gotta look. Cobra's got one of them ventriloquist dummies. Ah, that's predictable. Now I had a Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist puppet. I painted his eyes green and gave him some eye makeup looking kind of thing. Creature of habits. Let's finish this video so we can keep doing our thing.
If you feel the need and it's going to make you feel better to go out and buy a silicon yogurt rifle, go on your merry way.
Like I should call it a yogurt rifle. Yeah. The only difference is I can't mount a scope to it. Speaking of guns, it's like, you know, women seem to think that the only reason men like guns is because we're compensating for our penis size. If that were the case, every guy I know would have a Barrett 50 caliber. That joke was bad.
That it does not affect me and I don't have to pay for it or you. As per you.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, if you're an adult and you want to buy, you know, hey, this beer is like a Jewish girl. It's got good head. Okay, that's horrible. I'm joking. Calm down. Yeah. You know, I support the Jewish people, you know. I can't even begin to fucking imagine what that's like. Whenever you see a Holocaust survivor, it's so fucking sad, dude. It's so heartbreaking. You know, knowing what I can't begin to fucking imagine. You know, that makes the Salem witch trials look a little in comparisons. Even though people have been being killed for centuries just for being suspected of witchcraft. You know, it's not even about that. It's just you gotta sympathize with other religions to some extent. Oh, there are a lot of celebrities I like that are Jewish. Gene Simmons, Jerry Seinfeld, Bernie Sanders. There's three off the top of my fucking head. Larry King, rest in peace. And while we're on the topic of penises, seems how this video is just weird. Adolf Hitler had a micro deformed penis and only one testicle. Holy crap. That explains why he became a, all puns intended, dictator. Fuck Adolf Hitler. He was a little bitch. Power to the people. Fuck sexism. Fuck racism. Fuck anti-Semitism for that matter. You know. No, I've said some fucking things on my YouTube channel that I'm not proud of. But to be fair, every religion gets fucked with to some degree. That's just part of having a religion. And that's completely off topic. Long live Ozzy motherfucking Osbourne. Let's continue the video.
Usual, my main concern is and probably will always be about children. I've talked on this channel before several times about the effects of forcing gender.
Yeah, children are gross, but you gotta protect them at all costs, just like you protect your elders and women. It's what I call a man's responsibility. Even though women can be the biggest cunts in the world and elderly people can be the grouchiest assholes and children suck big time, you still protect them because it's just this thing I call morals. Like you see children whining about stupid little things and it's just like, wait till you're an adult. Then it really starts to suck. Your childhood's gone. And yeah, that's a surreal feeling. I tell you what. I grew up with two sets of great grandparents, well, two and a half, I should say, and pretty much all of my great grandparents, minus one, have passed away. It's sad. It sucks ass. But the memories you have with them, that's the kind of thing that, you know, that keeps them alive in your heart, to be honest. And I consider myself very fortunate to have had that experience. Most people don't even have great grandparents, let alone grandparents. And it's just sad, to be honest.
Ideology onto children, and how parents take an active role in forcing this onto their offspring, and how they feel about their anatomy, their bodies, and who they are generally as.
Okay, I'm all for gender positivity, but this, you know what I'm saying, pushing this idea on, you know what I'm saying? Back to the topic of the video. I get off track with the video.
people. And while I definitely acknowledge that there are children who will experience gender dysphoria and who will ultimately go on to transition or at least broach the idea of transitioning, I think that it's safe to say that the majority of...
You know what? If your child wants to buy or wants a fake penis to tuck into their pants so they can pretend to be a boy until they're old enough to get the transgender realignment surgery, you know, who's it really hurting? Yeah, it's a little weird, but at the end of the day, who's it really hurting? It's a bit weird, yes, that there are companies like this who are so concerned with these things. You know, and I try to look at it from this perspective, YouTube. I get bullied on YouTube all the time just for being me. So in a way, I can kind of relate to what they're going through to a sense, because trans people get bullied, dude, and it's fucking bullshit. A drink to that. Hell, people are getting bullied for being cisgender. People are getting bullied for being trans. It's a stupid, fucked off world we live in, to be honest. Who? My 80% British is coming out. That tends to happen sometimes when I drink.
Of children will not fall into this boat, will not be in this category. And therefore, a lot of this is being artificially forced on them for no good reason. There's no
Yeah, exactly. The whole transgender thing's being forced onto our kids. And it's disgusting because, one, they're not mature enough to grasp the full concept of being trans. And two, you know, they're going to treat it like it's a fad. Like, okay, so you no longer get attention for it, so now they're bored and they want to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Or be something else.
necessity here, which is being correlated to the explosion of children either identifying as trans or starting on the road towards ultimately transitioning.
So from 2011 to 2017, okay, there's this graph here. It shows birth assigned males, birth assigned females. Okay, if you want to be trans, you want to identify as the opposite sex, more power to you, man. But if you want to identify as the gender you're born, who cares? As long as you're not being a dick about it, you know? Shit.
Trans activists often argue that the reason for these packers and other items for small children is to alleviate their anxiety and discomfort. They also often point to the suicide rates of transgender youth, which is somewhere in the realm of 45%. And be that as it...
Well, I can't imagine why suicide, fuck suicide for that matter, but I can't imagine why suicide rates would be through the roof with this crap. Oh, wait, he said sarcastically. Okay, let me explain this to you for those of you who don't know. I can't begin to imagine, but when you go through transgender realignment surgery, it is literally life-altering, life-changing. There's so many emotions and, you know, phantom pains. There's just so much crap that goes along with the whole trans thing. Like the emotional stress. You have no idea. I have no idea, and I don't want to know. Like, I'm comfortably proud of the gender that I am. But I'm not going to go out of my way to harass people who think differently, who identify as the opposite sex, because honestly, that's none of my business. You know, as long as they're 18 or older and they got the money for it. I've seen people on GoFundMe trying to raise money for their own transgender surgery, and it's just like, get a job. Like, I got a job. I make wands. I make music. I do YouTube. And it works.
There is still a growing portion of people who claim that they were almost convinced into transitioning as children. Take Voltaire, for example. We've talked about him on this channel before. He spent 8 years living as a transgender woman and ultimately transitioned back to his biological.
I can't imagine why parents would do that crap. Encourage your kids to be trans. Oh, wait, we talked about this. So they can say, oh, look how progressive we are.
Sex. When referring to the documentary Transhood, he says, I marvel at how the events of my childhood groomed me into believing that identifying as the opposite sex was the solution to my gender confusion. In this particular article, he refers to the fact that dressing as a girl was effectively pushed on him by his grandmother at the age of 4, and this is where the majority of his gender issues started.
Oh, sorry. You're a little shy. Do you want to tell your mommy if you're a boy or a girl? I just want to turn into a girl.
No.
Okay, you can tell them that. Okay. Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers she and her pronouns.
Oh my God, stop. That kid is too young to fully grasp this shit, dude.
Holt goes on to add that transitioning children is child abuse, and he cites a few reasons why. One that
No, really? I agree.
I found the most compelling is that doctors don't actually know which children should transition. Christina Olson, a research psychologist at the University of Washington.
Which children? Which children? Doctors say which children don't know. Here's a thought. How about we don't allow children to become transgender until they're 18? I can't believe we're even having this discussion. Do you know how many health repercussions there are for children who are not allowed to hit puberty at their assigned gender? Oh my dude. Not to mention, like Sydney Watson said, the suicide rates, F suicide, by the way. You know what I'm saying, YouTube?
And puts it this way. We just don't have definitive data one way or another. That's why she's leading a study of 300 trans kids that will track outcomes over time.
I gotta take a beer piss. 1 second. Gotta take a squirt out me tally back up. Ugh. Pour that mango Pepsi in there. Stirring the drink combo with my wand, using a magic wand. Stirring it at the magical level. Welcome to the King Cobra show. But first, drink combo. Stirring the wand with, or stirring the drink with the wand, optimizing the taste of my drink combo at the magical level. Yeah, it's a variant of the vortex method.
Years to be able to hopefully answer which children should and should not transition, she said.
We've already been over this. I might get called a transphobe for saying it, but it's the truth. I don't think kids should be allowed to be trans because they have no idea what it implies, to be honest.
Said. So I guess as of right now, nobody really knows. Nobody knows anything about anything. You realize this more and more as you get older. And
No shit.
slowly but surely, your faith in other people starts to wither and die. Do you need a hug? I need Scotty and a beam and a lot of liquor. What?
And a lot of liquor, she says. Liquor, I hardly knew her. Oh, fuck. I've been trying to hold my pee for like a really long time, and I gotta pee again. Fucking beer's going right through ya. Give me a second. I feel like racehorse. Crystals like magic, the powers in our hands. The haters like me so toxic. There's like logic, and that is the song. Life is so toxic. I do apologize for having to pee like that on stream, but beer goes right through ya. That was Keep Going off of my new album that I'm working on. Y'all got a little sneak peek.
Also references the landmark case where a young woman named Kira Bell, who was formerly a transgender man, sued the UK's only gender identity development service for children, saying that she was treated like a guinea pig and doctors failed to carry out a proper psychiatric assessment and should have challenged her more over her decision to transition as a teen.
Just realizing how traumatic the experience was. And
here's a thought: we don't allow kids to be trans because it's a fad. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's the truth.
and how deceitful I feel that the clinicians were during my care. It was heartbreaking. Medical transition doesn't have to be the way for you. You can come out of this the other end.
In this particular case, the High Court.
I'm sorry, but a lot of these kids who are doing this crap are doing it for acceptance and attention. There are a small percentage of them who actually believe what they believe. But for the most part,
Court went on to rule that children under the age of 16 are unlikely to be able to give informed consent to puberty blockers, which I think.
Yeah, which makes you want to drink even more. Puberty blockers. I mean, I may take a break after this video, post it, and then do another separate video response. We'll see how I'm feeling. But honestly, this is a bit disconcerting. Cindy Watson's video, yeah, the whole trans kid thing has gone too far. And I quite honestly agree.
I think falls more or less in line with the standards that we have for other areas, like law, for example, where we try to determine and distinguish at what age children can determine right from wrong.
Yeah.
And depending on the state that you're in, this can be anywhere from 7 to 15 years old. But ultimately, we cannot definitively pin that down. And this is why so many critics.
And there's nothing wrong with being transgender. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I have a couple of fans who are trans, and I support what they do, provided they're 18 and up, and, anything that they do with anyone else is consensual, and that person is also 18 or older.
Critics of children transitioning argue that children are still developing cognitively and psychologically. But besides all of that, it kind of makes.
Yeah, if children are still developing cognitively and psychologically, then can you really trust their judgment?
Me mad that when we argue that children should be better protected, we get name called. Much of what I've read on this topic are.
Yeah, exactly. We get name called. That's exactly what it is. I support transgender rights, YouTube. However, when we start shoving children into this narrative and we say, hey, look, that's a little weird. Maybe these children can wait till they're 18 and they've hit puberty. You know what I'm saying? The fact that there are people out there going, yeah, I'm going to give this person puberty blockers. I might go out and have a cigarette here in a second. You know your boy Cobra loves his NXTs, not a sponsor. Menthol or regular to menthol, I should say.
Argues that these ideas are implanted in kids' heads, pushed on them from such an early age, and then parents get to parade their kids around when they think that their kid is atypical. I will reiterate here too.
No shit. That's exactly what I've been saying, dude. The only reason some parents will do this crap is so they can say, look how special my kid is. That's exactly what it is, YouTube. Side note, Mango Pepsi and Bud Light Platinum. That's tasty.
That I am sure there are children out there who are genuinely suffering from gender dysphoria.
Yeah, that's no joke. Like, that's the real shit. Yeah, there are some kids who genuinely suffer from this crap. And then the majority of them are just doing it for attention and acceptance. You know, kind of like when your dad's sitting there and watching football or baseball. So you join the baseball or the football team at school.
And I do hope that they get the help and support that they need. But the vast, vast majority of kids will not and do not. And pushing gender ideology.
Yeah, exactly. The vast majority of kids do not suffer from this crap. They're just doing it for attention. Gender dysphoria. You know, kids, they see this crap in our society, and then they start asking those dumb questions. And it's like, no, you're not gender dysphoric, you're just a product of our times. Think about it. Look, I support transgender rights, but when we're pushing this narrative on children, when they're not even mature enough to fully understand the concept, it's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
Onto them, especially when it comes to parents or the education system doing it, is completely reckless. And I don't know, not to mention the fact that putting fake penises in your kids' underwear is super ethically questionable and very abnormal. Needless to say.
Yeah, it's a little creepy, but that's a better alternative than just full on giving them surgery. Like, I would rather they do the fake penises in their pants than full on give them surgery. That way, if kids grow out of that fad, they're not permanently stuck in the opposite sex's body. Think about it. And scratch that, I don't want to think about it. But I'm serious. Like, you have the choice between giving kids transgender realignment surgery or a prosthetic penis so they can pretend to be the gender that they feel like that they are. Okay? If they grow out of it, they can just throw the penis away. Versus, oh shit, you had this life-altering surgery, well now what? You know? So yeah, it's a little weird. Like, dude, it's a little weird, but at the same time, it's like, well, puberty blockers and surgery versus a prosthetic penis. I mean, if kids are feeling gender confused, I would rather they, you know, get one of those things and, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot better than sitting there like, oh, hey. You know, the fact that there are doctors out there who are just sitting there just trying to decide, is this kid right for transgender surgery? No, or is this kid? It's like, shut up with that. Kids should not be allowed to do transgender. You want to call me a transphobe for saying it? Go ahead. But I have a really solid argument for saying that. One, because of the suicide rate that a lot of people who are trans have. Two, because if kids are not allowed to hit puberty as their assigned gender at birth, it can have a lot of negative health consequences on their body. Out of, like, I'd say about 80 to 95% of kids who identify as trans are just doing it for attention because, hey, you know, you identify as gay or trans or whatever and you get a fucking parade. Don't be like that, Josh. No, I support gay rights. I support trans rights, provided it's consensual and y'alls are of age. You're 18 and up and you want to stick your dick in another grown man's butt, as long as it's consensual Hey, man, do your thing. Like, you want to fucking clam out? Like, if you're a lesbian and you want to rub your clit against another of-age chick's clit and scissor the fuck out, go for it, man. Provided that the chick you're with is of age and it's consensual. You know? This is a question I would ask my fellow straight people, my fellow straights. How would it feel if being straight, if you were judged for being straight? Which kind of does already happen, but beside the point. Ding ding, Bud Light Platinum.
I am doing my best to keep my criticism here PG for the old YouTube, but
Yeah, I get that, Sydney. You don't want your channel to be demonetized. Like, at this point, the only reason I keep chat on my live streams is so the fans can comment. I get nothing out of it. I'm demonetized for hateful content because I told a non-binary person how it is. Some chick named Milo, who identified as a man and then also identified as non-binary, which is like a vegan identifying as a meat eater at the same time. No, Milo's going around saying, well, everyone's sexist, everyone's homophobic, and everyone's racist. I made a video saying, hey, look, not everyone's like that. Calm down. And a bunch of my trolls flagged the video, and then they're just like, well. Now my content is flagged as harmful/hateful. And I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. Because you got a non-binary person being very hateful towards everyone else, assuming the worst of everyone. And the second I make a video saying that's bullshit, my shit gets flagged. Oof, I farted. Excuse me. Yeah, we're almost done with the video.
I'm not impressed, and I genuinely, sincerely believe that there are better ways to support children than implanting the idea that they should feel uncomfortable in their own skin.
No shit. Yeah, rather than try to encourage children to feel comfortable with the gender they're in, we try to convince them otherwise, just so the parents can say, look how special my kid is. It's the truth, whether you like me or not.
Which I would argue is happening in the majority of cases. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't really care what adults do. But when it comes to children, we should really be stepping up our game to protect them.
Yes. Thank you, Sydney. I'll drink to that. When it comes to children, we should definitely be stepping up our game to protect them. 100% agree. Children are obnoxious little assholes who aren't getting smacked enough when they step out of line. But outside of that, you know,
given that, coincidentally, they happen to be the most vulnerable and innocent in our society. Now,
No shit.
before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder that you can download Your Mom Surfshark using the link in the description. When you do, you'll receive 83% off and 3 extra months free. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is this type of thing totally crazy? Does it make
It's a little crazy, yeah. But if children generally believe that they're experiencing gender dysphoria, ugh, I would rather it's none of my business personally, but I've already made a pretty compelling argument for this crap, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would much rather children do the whole prosthetic thing versus actually going through surgery. If when they turn 18, they still feel like, hey, they're still, once you become a legal adult, and if you still feel that way after all the years, and you got the money to do it, hey, more power to you. But I guarantee you kids will grow out of it once they realize, okay, everyone's doing it for attention to some degree. Not everyone, though. A lot of people are genuinely confused about their gender. So there are those out there who are like that. No disrespect to the trans community. But a lot of people do it for attention because it's become the new thing. Like wearing jeans with holes and paint.
you very uncomfortable?
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable by this. I mean, it's sad that there are kids out there that are experiencing these emotions and they can't even comprehend them. They're just a product of our time. That's just how it is. Children are literally a product of modern society. Think about that.
Think that these parents are in fact trying to do the right thing, that they're going about this the right way? Do you think that
well, that depends. If they're doing it because they want to be like, hey, look, everybody, look how special my kid is, then no, they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
there is a necessity for these kind of items, that children should in fact be able to access them? And what do you generally make of this issue?
It's not really a necessity. Like,
overall, as always,
what I make of this issue? It's weird, dude. Dude, when I was a kid, no one questioned our gender. Seriously, when I was a kid growing up in the 90s, okay, where my 90s kids at? What? You know what I'm saying? Watching Ed, Edd and Eddy, Looney Tunes, etc. Nobody cared about this kind of crap. Like, it was just, at the same time, the reason why it's so big now is because, I hate to say it, but it's the truth, people who are gay and or transgender have been discriminated against just as much as women to a degree.
if you like the video, hit subscribe and the thumbs up button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Just be respectful about it. And I will see you guys next time.
Well, YouTube, there you go. Now, I support transgendered rights and gay rights to an extent, provided you're of age, you're 18 or older. Even if you're a kid who comes out as gay, whatever, as long as you're with a fellow kid of your own age and it's consensual, who cares, man? I'm not here to judge. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you cool cobras later.